And welcome back to another video. Anime D on here. We are starting this new what if, and it's called What If Tanjiro Trained Earlier. This is my first Demon Slayer what if. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh yeah, before we get into it, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can be updated on my daily uploads. Link in the description for my friend who made my outro and for his YouTube and Instagram. And let's get into it. Tanjiro was born. And he was born special. You can, his family sensed his aura, and it was very special. It was both kind and strong, and you could sense that he was he was gonna be very strong and smart child. Growing up, by the age of 2, Tanjiro is so smart that he was already able to speak at the age of 2. He was already walking. It was no problem. He was speaking. Well, he was already able to walk. He was able to talk at 1, but yeah. He's able to talk at 1 year old. Walk. He was already able to walk a long time ago. Tanjiro was running. He was already running at the age of 2. He was able to lift he was able to break down trees with his full strength of all his punches together with full strength. At the age of 2 though. He was so strong, but not break down trees and stuff, but he could deal good damage to a tree with some punches at the age of 2, not 2, 3. Because Tanjiro was very strong. He grew up, and he was born with the Breath of the Sun God mark unlocked already. Just like in the anime, he didn't unlock it till after he was slaying demons and stuff. Till like episode 8, I think that's when he unlocked it, or before that. If not, just tell me when. So yeah, because before he got the mark, it was like that, that little patch, and instead it become this. That's the Breath of the Sun God mark. So yes, and he was born with a ruby red hair and ruby red eyes, and his dad had already gave him the earrings that he has, so he can inherit the Breath of the Sun God. Well, so he's the inheritance. He was special. This kid was special. And at the age of 3, Tanjiro decided to start training to become a demon slayer. Well, he didn't decide. He had his dad. Because there was this one night where this demon slayer had to save them from this demon. It wasn't a strong demon. It was just a regular demon who saved them. Tanjiro asked about a few weeks later after that night. Well, he was 3 years old. I know, he's very strong and stuff. I'm smart. I don't know, 3 years old, that's crazy. Bro, that's crazy. He only 3 years old. He can't start. He's not gonna start. He's gonna train. So yeah. So basically, his dad tried to figure out. Well, I don't know how I can train you, son. I'm not a demon slayer. I have inherited. Well, I'm not a demon slayer, son. But I'll try to help and find somebody, basically. And while him and his dad were working, because this is at the age of 4. So basically, Tanjiro and his dad have went in the forest. So his dad's trying to show him how they work. And yes, I know his dad was sick when he was younger. So yeah, but I'm gonna say he got sick later on when Tanjiro was 5 or something. So yeah, instead I'm gonna just say his dad was bringing him to the forest. And then one time, a demon came again when they was in the forest when his dad was doing the dance inside the snow. With the Kagura dance. So yeah, hold up. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Yeah. So basically, Tanjiro was watching this and the demon finally appeared. But before this, Tanjiro was shocked. He's like, how could he dance in such cold weather? I couldn't do that, he asked his mom. His mom said, well, your dad, it's about the way he breathes. It's a special breathing technique. Tanjiro smiles. He says, oh, that's so cool. But then the demon comes while his dad was doing his dance. Well, on their way back to the house. But as the demon came, a demon slayer struck right at the demon's neck. It's killing the demon. And this demon slayer was no other than Rengoku and his father. Rengoku's 20 years old, okay, so yeah. I think, yeah, that's about right. Right? Shouldn't it be? No, wait. Yes, it was Rengoku and his father. Rengoku was just 10 years old, as his father was, yeah. I don't know how old his father is, but yeah. It was Rengoku and his father. This is when, like, after that, they talked to him, and the father talked to them, told him about be careful and stuff. But then right as he was talking, Tanjiro just shot up and asked, "Wait, can you train me to become a demon slayer so I can protect my family and many people around?" Said Tanjiro when he's only 4 years old. As the guy just laughs. He laughs at his father. He laughs at the kid. Rengoku's father. He says, "Well, you're too young to become a demon slayer, child." Tanjiro said, "Well, I'm very strong, and I'm smart for my age, as I was told from my family." As the man still laughs, and he says, "Show me how you're strong." Demon Slayer walked up to a tree nearby, and he punched it. And he punched it as hard as possible, making like a humongous dent into that tree. The man is shocked. And by shocked, I mean he was shocked. He was pretty shocked at this. Shocked that Tanjiro possessed such strength. Not his dad. His family wasn't shocked, but then his dad shot up, and he says, "Please train my son. He was meant to become a demon slayer. I just know it. He was born with extraordinary strength and extraordinary smarts." My bad if you guys can hear that. The man also chuckles a little bit, and again, he says, "Well, he's kind of like my son, Rengoku. He was born with extraordinary strength also." I said also. That's funny. My bad. If you guys can hear anything outside, just please ignore it. So yeah, basically that happened and stuff like that. And Rengoku's father agreed for him to train side by side with Rengoku. Because for those of you knowing, Rengoku is 6 years older than Tanjiro. Just to let you guys know. He's 6 years older than Tanjiro. Because he was 20. No, I think he's 6 years old. Either 8 or 6. So I'm just going to say he's 8. So I'm going to say Rengoku is 12 years old at the time, and while Tanjiro is only 4. Rengoku is actually pretty good, as he has learned some of the fire breathing techniques. But Tanjiro was great and extraordinary. His strength parred with a 12-year-old Rengoku, like just physical strength alone, no breathing techniques at all. Rengoku was born with extraordinary strength, but not such strength like Tanjiro. So we fast forward about 2 years to when Tanjiro was 6 years old. He'd finally mastered all the fire breathing techniques, and he actually learned the what's it called. He learned what is it called? You know how the breathing thing, how at the end of Demon Slayer season 1, right before the movie, they Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu, they learned the whole breathing technique thing to make them stronger. I forgot what that's called. My bad. But yeah, basically Tanjiro also learned that, and he's actually able to punch a tree down at the age of 6 years old. So yeah, not a super thick tree, but a pretty okay thick tree. So yeah, he's able to do that. He doesn't have a real Demon Slayer sword yet, though. He trained with one, but he didn't have one. Basically, he didn't have a Demon Slayer sword to train with. Well, he trained with one, which is Rengoku's father. One of Rengoku's fathers. I'm just gonna say it multiple. And he trained with Rengoku. Rengoku is still much stronger than Tanjiro, though. He's better at the breathing techniques and all of that, but physical strength, Tanjiro is on par with him, which means he can match up with them, only at the age of 6. Nezuko and his family watched as, Tanjiro became stronger and stronger. By the age of 7, which is a year later, Tanjiro had trained in his breathing techniques even more, and his striking with a sword. and finally went off to final selection with his father, who was with not his father, who was with his master Rengoku's father, who was a Hashira. He asked Rengoku's father if he can borrow his sword, and yes, Tanjiro's only 7. Borrow Rengoku's father's sword. I'm sorry, I don't know Rengoku's father's name, so you're gonna hear Rengoku's father or master, because that's his master. So yeah, Tanjiro asked his master if he can use his sword, and the master allowed him so. Since Tanjiro is 7 years old, I'm saying that Rengoku is 8 years older than him. So Rengoku is 15 years old at the time and had already become a Demon Slayer long ago. He's actually rising up the ranks during the time. So every once in a while, I'll give you updates on Rengoku. So yeah, pretty much. Cause yeah, I'm bad. So yeah, so it's time for Tanjiro to go for the final selection. Actually, yeah, it's time for Tanjiro to go to some final selection. And I know, oh wait, but isn't Tanjiro supposed to start the same year as Zenitsu and Inosuke? Nah, this is a different Tanjiro. But later on, he is gonna meet them up because Tanjiro's not gonna get so much missions because he is young. And for those of you saying there's an age limit, I do not know about that. My apologies. And guess what? I'll get it. So yeah, Tanjiro's a GOAT in this one too. Tanjiro has not mastered much Breath of the Sun God techniques, only the one he has in the original. That's the only one he has mastered, and such. So basically, we get to the final selection. There are some people there. Let's say Kanao, because I shipped them. I'm not even gonna lie. Kanao is starting early also, at the age of 7 years old. And I know it's probably his age limit, but I don't care. And I know, yeah. So yeah, Kanao has started. Now she's taking a test now, because Kanao was with Shinobu and Shinobu's big sister for basically almost her whole life, right? Well, not her whole life, since like she was like 5, I think so. It was like since she was 5, because she was kicked out of her house, became a slave, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then Shinobu and them got her. So that happened. So during this whole exam, Tanjiro is doing great, and by great I mean he's kind of like Sabito, and Makamo. Well, not Makamo. I mean Sabito, because I know this is a spoiler, so skip to like about like a minute ahead and stuff like that. So I'll tell you when to skip to and like as an edit, but this ain't no edit. What I'm saying. So yeah, you might want to skip. In the manga, basically, Sabito was so strong that he killed almost every demon in the Demon Slayer test exam. But the only demon he couldn't kill is the neck one. Is the neck demon, the thick neck one. That's the only one he couldn't kill. Like, Sabito was like a little bit older or the same age as Gyu, and Gyu couldn't keep up with Sabito and stuff like that. So yeah. Alrighty. Let's get back into it. My bad. So yeah, basically it's time for the exam, and the exam had already started, and Kanao was getting her fair share of killing the demons, but Tanjiro has already killed about like 20 in 5 minutes, and like he's over here going with only using the first flame techniques. He does know all the flame techniques. So and Rengoku taught him the 9th form, which Rengoku knows that he called Rengoku. It's literally called Rengoku. So yeah. So that happens, and basically Tanjiro is killing a whole bunch of demons, and so about like 20 minutes in, let's say 20 minutes in, because I know they're supposed to survive there for a week. for a week, 20 minutes in, he still doesn't have much demons. He only has 20 demons. He has 25, 20 minutes in. He's not really coming against much demons. Because aren't they supposed to be in the forest for like a week, 7 days? Or a day or two? Something like that. I'm just going to say it's a day. So, yeah, I'm going to just say it's a day. Going to the forest for like a day. And so, yeah. Tanjiro's like unscratched. Like nothing even touched Tanjiro. He's using his master's sword. And like this sword is like deadly. All the demons that have seen him slay demons in that forest are scared of him. Except for one. Which is the thick neck demon. And for those of you saying, oh wait, no, he only kills Urokodaki's students. Did you not know that? He only kills Urokodaki's students. But no, that's not true. He said that he likes killing them the most, but he will eat other demon slayers, other training demon slayers if he had to. So yeah. So as Tanjiro continues, he basically is with he's basically about to fight the thick neck demon, and the thick neck demon sees him and he chuckles. He says, "What a young one! You smell good. I bet you taste great. How old are you, may I ask?" Tanjiro says 7, and I'm not food. The demon is kind of shocked that a 7-year-old is taking the exam. Tanjiro says, "I'm not the only 7-year-old here. You may have not met her, but I can tell you she's pretty strong, but I'm the strongest one here. I may be one of the youngest, but I know I'm the strongest." Then Tanjiro charges, but the hand demon, the one with a lot of hands. I think, is it neck demon or hand demon? I'm just gonna call it hand demon because it had like a lot of hands. So yeah, she starts shooting. Oh my god! And the hand demon then starting to shoot like a whole bunch of hands at Tanjiro, and Tanjiro is slashing them with ease. And the hand demon is kind of like getting pretty angry at this, and it's getting annoying. So he brings one from underground. And he just uses the first flame technique and just slices all those hands. And now the what's it called, demon, is kind of getting a little scared and stuff, but not too scared because it's a 7-year-old. Yeah, he's 7. So yeah, and then now basically Tanjiro is like running on his arm just like in the anime, and he jumps up without any breathing technique. Without any breathing technique. He says, "You're too weak." And then he kind of thinks to himself, "Oh, I'll just crush his neck without any difficulty. Just like I've done to many kids, and just crush his head as he struggles to cut my neck, like I've done to many wannabe demon slayers in the past." And Demon Slayer lets out one breath, but it's not like a breathing form. He just breathes and it cuts. And yes, Tanjiro still has his his smelling sense, so yeah, he can see the threat every time. And he looks at the demon from behind with his sword. He's not even facing the demon. He turns his head and he says, "I'm surprised any wannabe demon slayer trainees lost to you. You're too weak to even face against a 7-year-old. So yeah, the test passed, and Tanjiro has slayed about 36 demons. And I think to become a Hashira, you need to slay like 40, but yeah. I just feel like 40 or more, something like that. And Tanjiro slayed 36. So yeah. And he was noticed by the whole Demon Slayer Corps by how much he made. By how much he killed, but they weren't too shocked because he was trained by Rengoku and Rengoku's father. Rengoku's father was a former Hashira, and Rengoku is a future Hashira, as they think so, but he is. So yeah. So we're gonna get in, Tanjiro became a demon slayer, so they kind of, and when he got out there, Tanjiro had nothing on his body at all, no blood, nothing, nothing touched Tanjiro at all. Nothing touched Tanjiro, and Tanjiro only used breathing forms if he needs it, or if he's struggling a bit. So yeah. So basically, well, after the whole exam, about 5 missions passed later on. Not many important missions at all, because, you know, none of the important missions happened until way later. His family's still alive and stuff like that. He goes to meet his family every once in a while. So I'm going to fast forward about 3 years forward. So Tanjiro's 10 at the time. He's mastered every single breathing form for the fire. Even he's done it even better. He's even stronger, and by even stronger, I mean he's really stronger. Like, he can literally take down a humongous tree with just a kick. I mean, like, yeah, he's that strong at 10 years old. Rengoku is 18 years old. Tanjiro is 10, Nezuko is 8, and stuff like that. And basically, Tanjiro, since he has mastered his Breath of the Sun God, I'm going to say he has, yeah. He mastered his Breath of the Sun God, because he already had mastered the fire, but he mastered it better. He got better with the fire too, and with the Breath of the Sun God. But Tanjiro just thinks this is not enough. He wants to be stronger. He wants to be even greater. He wants to be greater. He wants to be the greatest. He wants to kill Muzan Kitsubushi. And yes, of course, I know you be like, wait, but he didn't kill his family. First of all, Muzan is still a horrible person. He still started demons and stuff. So, I'm pretty sure he would want to kill Muzan. So, yeah. And for your information, Tanjiro has not become a pillar yet, or a Hashira, as those would say, but he's like 2 ranks before, or a rank before Hashira. And he sometimes he would show up to Hashira meetings with Rengoku, and that's about it. But every time he would go to the Hashira's meeting, he would always talk to Giyu and ask about what Giyu's breathing style was. And Giyu would tell him about the water styles and the different types. And then one time, at the age of 10 years old, about today, in over there. What do I mean by over there? I mean, like, in this what if, on the day, today, there's like a meeting. Well, not a Hashira meeting, because Rengoku didn't become a Hashira until 20 years old. Just a meeting of, like, very high rank Demon Slayer. So yeah, Tanjiro is in the same rank as Demon Slayer as Rengoku, which is right before a pillar, or Hashira, whatever you want to say. But what's it called? Rengoku is still stronger than Tanjiro, even with Tanjiro having the Breath of Sun God. He's just stronger. Rengoku is just more skilled. And it may be because of age and more like responsible. He's more responsible and stuff like that. But Tanjiro tries his hardest to be even greater than Rengoku. This is when Rengoku not meets Giyu. Tanjiro goes to see Giyu, because he sees them over there in this Demon Slayer meeting or whatever. And he says to Giyu, Giyu Tomioka, my name is Tanjiro Kamado. I am a Demon Slayer. I started to become a Demon Slayer at the age of 7. Tanjiro says, I know you can't, Tanjiro. We've talked many times. You do not need to tell me about your whole life every time we meet. You know, with the Giyus. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about, how Giyu's like. So, yeah. So then, for those of you who watch Demon Slayer, you know how Giyu is. So, yeah. So then, Tanjiro asks Giyu if he can train him, or find somebody that can train him the water style. Then Giyu asks, why would you need to learn the water style if you know this fire style? And nobody knows that Tanjiro knows the Breath of Sun God besides Rengoku's father and Rengoku. But yeah, because Tanjiro never ever needed to use it. He used it. Well, there's sometimes that he's like only used the Breath of Sun God one time, and that's about it. So yeah. And just let you know, if you guys want to know the color of Tanjiro's sword, it is not actually black in this one. It's actually ruby red, just like his hair and his eyes. For those of you that want to know. So yeah, the black is not the color of his sword. So basically, Giyu says, alright, I'll send a letter to Mr. Rokodaki. And Rokodaki, the trainer of the water style that trained Giyu, a former Hashira also. He was a Hashira. And he trained Giyu, basically. So we fast forward about a month or two. And Giyu, and on one of his Demon Slayer quests, Urokodaki has long got his note about a month ago. Not a month, about 2 months ago, when Giyu sent about like a week later. And stuff like that. And on his way to while Tanjiro was slaying a demon, basically on a mission, Urokodaki met up with Tanjiro. Like he saw Tanjiro. Like they didn't mean to meet up. They were gonna sometime in the future, but not yet. But when Tanjiro figured that was Urokodaki, he just couldn't wait. He got too excited and asked, "Can you please train me now in the water style?" Urokodaki kind of groans a little bit, and he says, oh, they say a lot. They talk about a lot. But Urokodaki can tell that Tanjiro's strong and he's not weak. And I know in the original, he has like a strong aura. Too kind of an aura that he's in. Urokodaki says, "You're not meant to be a demon slayer," and stuff like that. But he has that aura, but he has like also a strong and ready aura. Like he's never off guard. And stuff like that. So yeah. So basically that happens, and Urokodaki starts to train Giyu. Why did I say Giyu? Starts to train Tanjiro. And Urokodaki tries to do the mountain thing with Giyu, but it seems to be too easily. He does do the boulder thing, but with a boulder twice the size. And it actually has Tanjiro, and it actually gives Tanjiro some difficulty with the boulder. And this is where I'm going to end the video. I know we just started the training with Mr. Urokodaki and stuff like that, but yeah. I think part 2 should be coming pretty soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. So yeah. Thank you so much for over 100 subscribers. I think we're like past 130 now. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys very much. And yeah, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you'll be updated my daily uploads. Link in the description for my friend who made my outro. Peace out. Play my outro. Oh my gosh. Why did I just stretch that out? Oh, I'm such an idiot. My bad. Whatever. Play my outro.